And they try to push so hard this situation that I find in many cases that the people which they assume that are the employees, no, I mean from top to the down or whatever, there are absolutely ridiculous slaves, in a sense that nobody can has the power to say no. Just yes men, everywhere.
Are there no exceptions to this rule?
No exception. And do you know how much costs per year the building in United Nations in Geneva, only in Geneva? It's 2.5 billion US dollar per year, just to keep this building with all the employees, with all the cost, with everything.
2.5 billion.
2.5 billion. What you are doing with 2.5 billion in Guinea-Conakry, by the way, we can rebuild all the country in one day.
The fact that you work for the UN gives you other special privileges. You told me that you can travel anywhere because you have your UN passport, right?
When you have the UN badge, to say like this,
yeah.
you, first of all, you can travel business class everywhere, and you have all the privilege.
And you don't even have to pay for that? I mean, if you travel business on a plane, you have to pay for it?
No, everything is paid by UN, of course. It's not by me, in fact. I don't pay anything, in fact.
So it is basically the taxpayers of the world who pay for this, without even knowing.
Yeah, and in fact, the money, they are coming from the country because it's a contribution for each country.
For each member state.
For each member state. Each member state make a contribution, of course. The future of humanity have to be the free men.
Sovereign people who realize that they have their own personal sovereignty.
And to respect the sovereignty of the person, of the human being.
We have the UN, which could have been a great institution, but it was totally captured by the oligarchs who are running the show at the World Economic Forum.
Exactly like Club of Rome, exactly like WWF, exactly like Greenpeace. And we can have many examples like that.
Pretty much all of the NGOs, I would say.
Pretty much the biggest one, yeah. It's clear that NGO, by definition, no, non-governmental organization, which does mean the grassroots, the needs of the society, of the community, sorry.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
Should be. But this was immediately
taken over by the oligarchs.
Exactly, and they...
So when we think that they're doing whatever they're doing for the good of the people, in reality, they're doing it for the oligarchs because they run the show. So when we think that they're doing whatever they're doing for the good of the people, in reality, they're doing it for the oligarchs because they run the show.
And also, another NGO give money to another one. They support different other NGOs, but it's a very, very professional manipulation. Very professional. Very smart, very intelligent. Just a line, very, very soft. You don't understand that you are part of the system. If the people, they understand what does mean the life today, all the governments, they disappear. They don't understand the life because the life is not what we know today. For example, we are in the house, we wake up, we go to the job, we are going, our boss say that we are going to the country, we take a hotel, we take the plane. This is not the life. The life is totally different. The life is how we can approach the nature, how much we are staying with us, how much you talk with yourself, how much time you spend in one day just for you, only you. In the moment when you spend more time with you, you are more creative, more elegant, with your family, with your wife, with your children. The harmony is important, exactly like in the nature.
So what you're saying is, when people talk about spending quality time with their children, what we should really talk about is having a quality life, not just a carved out niche, but a quality life. And that must be totally disconnected from these global corporations. And
quality life does not mean that you are going to the mall with your children and with your wife to see a movie and to eat sushi. Not. And, by the way, to believe that you are going in holiday. Please try to understand what does mean this term. We are going in holiday. This is wrong. And exactly this is a manipulation. With the money in the pocket, I'm going in Caribbean, in Madagascar. But normally, holiday have to be each day. And in fact, doesn't have to exist, the terms holiday. Because the life is a presence of holiday. We have to enjoy. We don't know to enjoy the life right now.
Yes.
They are very carefully for you to don't enjoy the life. Because the moment when you enjoy the life, you are in the wrong direction for them. You don't have to have emotions. With other words, you don't have to have love. In the moment when you have love, which is the most powerful thing which the universe gives to us, you are not for them. You are someone wrong. And you have to be quiet immediately. So you have to be just robot, to respect and to work for what they are looking for.
For them, in effect.
For them. In fact, the majority of the people, they are working for them. This is a problem. They are not working for their self. They are not working for their own country. For this reason, there's so much poverty, which number one in the Millennium Objectives is to eradicate the poverty. This is absolutely bullshit. Because they don't respect anything from them. The poverty is much bigger than ever. The disaster of the school, it's much bigger than ever. Because here, they control the people with the school. Because in school, in the moment when you are not free and you are just educated to be robot, you are in their hands. And you cannot be free. Because you respect exactly the system. I want to underline again this point. We don't know what does mean the life. And this exactly they are looking for. Even, for example, your job, you're a lawyer. Normally, you defend a man to another one, which in the normal life, like in Marshall Islands, this doesn't exist.
Because you don't need a system of rules for justice.
Exactly. My report with you is to understand how I can increase my consciousness and how I can participate with my consciousness to the consciousness of the universe. So for this reason, doesn't exist. Lawyers normally.
Or politicians.
Politicians. In general, who is going now in politics is someone who doesn't know anything.
Yes.
He has any job. If you ask him what you are doing.
Now, this is basically true for all the politicians that were elected over the last 30 years, I should say. Before that, that may have been different. But ever since they started their Young Global Leaders program and the influence of the World Economic Forum over the UN, which is now obviously, as you're saying, totally under the control of the world, indistinguishable from the oligarchs, this influence has made it possible for them to infiltrate all layers of society with their own people.
This is correct. Absolutely.
With their puppets.
This, of course, this doesn't mean that we have to leave the situation like that. We have to have courage and to change. Yes. We have to be involved in politics because this is a situation now which the position with who we can change. The humanity today has a big chance with this situation because it's a chance for us to wake up. It's a chance to reconsider our life as was done by Creator for us, for each of us, from the beginning of the humanity.